So if you guys have watched my channel for long enough, you'll know that I love films. I love talking about films, I love analysing them, but at the end of the day, my main goal in life is to become a filmmaker. More specifically, a film director, a film writer, an auteur, if you will. And so I thought, why don't I just share my short films I made with you guys? Like, I know in previous videos I used to promote my second channel, but I've sort of realised that my second channel is kind of redundant, because it is literally me just posting my short films. Like, I don't upload that much other content on there. Like, when I upload on that channel, which is very, very infrequently, it is just a short film. So I thought, why not just put my, film related content into, one channel that, reviews films. So without further ado, let's take a look at my first short film, Insomnia, a short film. Hello?
Are you going to bed yet?
Well, hello and how are you to you too? And no, I'm not going to bed yet. I mean, why would I? It's like 5.
Dude, come on. We have to be at the airport at like 5 in the morning. You should be asleep right now.
Yeah, but that's in like 12 hours and... Wait. Are you listening to reggae?
Yeah, it helps me to relax. I read somewhere that it helps rebalance your chi and maintain a state of calmness.
Wow, well, someone's been watching too much Iron Fist.
What?
Ugh, never mind.
Look, get an early night. I know what you're like. Do you remember Philly?
Oh yeah, I did that stupid businessman thing from How I Met Your Mother.
And all because you only had 2 hours sleep. Come on, man, just go to sleep.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Alright, I'm gonna finish packing, and then as soon as I'm done, I will go straight to bed, alright?
Promise?
Yeah, I promise. I'll see you later.
Alright, I'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.
His t-shirt baggy and faded, and the soles of his trainers were peeling away from the uppers. Harry Potter's appearance did not endear him to the neighbours, who were the sort of people who thought scruffiness ought to be punishable by law.
Shit. So yeah, that was Insomnia, and I don't know how I feel about it, because like, I remember making this film. I made it during my work experience week, back in like 2017. That makes me feel old. Yeah, I remember I made this in a week. I wrote the script in like half a day. I storyboarded it for like a day or two. I remember my main inspiration for this film when writing it was the scene in Spider-Man Homecoming where he's stuck inside the damage control facility. You know, that montage of him, learning his web shooters and about the suit. It's like, I remember sitting down going, oh yeah, I could take, some ideas that John Watts did in that scene, implement it into this story about, a guy who needs to, wake up early so he can get on a flight, but he can't get to sleep, so he kind of just, spends the night, just doing whatever, trying to fall asleep. But at the end, he oversleeps and is late. One of the things when looking back at this film, and it's painfully obvious, is the pacing is all off. It's really bad. Like, the opening is okay. It's just that montage of him, lying awake and then playing on his phone and then listening to the music and then, listening to the audiobook, and then that little other, more quirky montage of him, like playing with Lego and playing on his Game Boy goes on for so long. Like, oh, my editing is so bad. Like, you look at the scenes while I'm playing on my phone or I'm listening to the music on the audiobook, it's like, they're so long. Like, I think I spent like a good 10 seconds of me just, typing on my phone. And, if you want to be all like pretentious and break out, the film analysis, you could be like, oh, the reason why these shots are so long is because you want to, convey to the audience the monotony and the long-windedness of, trying to fall asleep. And it's like, no, that's just bad editing.
Harry Potter's appearance did not endear him to the neighbours, who were the sort of people who thought scruffiness ought to be punishable by law.
So I basically made this film all by myself. I shot it, I wrote it, I edited it, I directed it. My friend George, who was actually in the film, was supposed to come round and help me shoot the scenes of, me in my bedroom, but he actually fell sick that day, so he couldn't come round, so I basically had to shoot everything myself, and it's very apparent that I kind of shot it by myself, because, like, I knew I ran out of ideas of what I was supposed to be doing. Like, if anything, if I was to redo this film again, I would have, my character doing a lot more things other than just, playing with Lego, playing on his Game Boy, and, pretending to be James Bond. Like, those silhouette shots are really bad because they're not properly lit, and it's just like, oh, just, what are you doing? Like, oh. I will say my number one tip for anyone making their own film is to know your camera. I shot this film on my Sony a5000, the camera that I'm shooting on right now, and it's safe to say that at the time I didn't really know much about my camera. It's like, I didn't know that this camera had, focus peaking. I didn't, know about zebras. I didn't know all about exposure and all that, and my lighting was kind of limited because I only shot this with 2 lamps and a couple of gels. So tip of the day is to know your camera inside and out. Know what it can do, know what it can't do, know its limitations, because by knowing the ins and outs of your camera, what it can and can't do, it opens up, your eyes as a filmmaker. It tells you what you can and what you cannot do, and it makes you, make more smarter decisions. Like, I'm not going to try shoot a nighttime fight scene if I don't have the light, because this camera's low light capabilities is not that great. However, in my later work when using this camera, because I knew what this camera could do, you can see that I actually improved by using the camera. But yeah, looking back at this project, like, it's supposed to be a comedy, but it's not lit like a comedy, and the dialogue isn't that snappy and quick. It's just, me trying to be funny, and it's not very funny. Like, the one thing that I've told people have laughed at is the ending with me going, shit. And, like, cool, like, I'm happy that people laughed at the ending, but it's like, I wanted this to be a lot more, quirky and wittier, and it just, looking back at it, the dialogue isn't very strong. But also, my acting does it no favors because, my acting is so wooden here. Oh, well, hello, and how are you to you too? It's, Now, granted, the line is also weird because I didn't have on-set sound. I basically ADR'd this in post using the voice notes app on my phone. But, like, there's no emotion to it. It's so flat, it's so wooden. Instead of it being like, oh, well, hello, and how are you to you too? And no, I'm not ready yet. Why would I be? It's like 5. It's just so wooden and flat and just, ugh. Also, the lines that I thought were funny, like the, oh yeah, I did that stupid businessman thing from How I Met Your Mother, it's only funny because it's an inside joke between me and my friend. Like, to an outside viewer, it's like, unless you've seen How I Met Your Mother, you won't get the joke. But also, it's just not very funny because it's just a throwaway line. But at the end of the day, yeah, it was my first short film. It was a learning curve. I didn't have a lot of equipment at the time. I didn't know a lot about filmmaking when I did it. I was sort of just, mildly interested. I watched a lot of videos from Darius Britt, and, if you're interested in filmmaking, watch Darius Britt. Darius Britt is a legend. But yeah, looking back at this film, you could definitely tell that I was very green to the, idea of filmmaking, and I had a lot to learn. And, making my other films, I've learned a lot more. It's like every time you make a film, you learn something. And, looking back at it, I learned a lot by making this film, so yeah. But yeah, that was Insomnia. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I doubt it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe and all the good stuff. Hit the notification bell down there. Social media links are down in the description, so if those are looking to follow, that'd be very much appreciated. And until we meet again, I'll see you guys next time.